guy first showed up, the other workers would inevitably provide him with an insulting nickname. They called me Howdy Doody after I was accepted as a crew member, something I am still slightly embarrassed to admit. When I asked the originator why he chose that moniker, he said, wittily and absurdly, because you look nothing like him. Working men are often extremely funny in a caustic, biting, insulting manner, as discussed in Rule 9. They're always harassing each other, partly for amusement, partly to score points in the eternal dominance battle between them, but also partly to see what the other guy will do if he's subjected to social stress. It's part of the process of character evaluation as well as camaraderie. When it works well, when everybody gets and gives as good as they get and can give and take, it's a big part of what allows men who work for a living to tolerate or even enjoy laying pipe and working on oil rigs and lumberjacking and working in restaurant kitchens and all the other hot, dirty, physically demanding, and dangerous work that is still done almost totally by men. Not too long after I started on the rail crew, my name was changed to Howdy. This was a great improvement as it had a good Western connotation and was not obviously linked to that stupid puppet. The next man hired was not so fortunate. He carried a fancy lunch bucket, which was a mistake, as brown paper bags were the proper, non-pretentious convention. It was a little too nice and too new. It looked like maybe his mother had bought it and packed it for him. Thus, it became his name. Lunch Bucket was not a good-humored guy. He bitched about everything and had a bad attitude. Everything was someone else's fault. He was touchy and none too quick on the draw. Lunch Bucket couldn't accept his name or settle into his job. He adopted an attitude of condescending irritation when addressed and reacted to the work in the same manner. He was not fun to be around, and he couldn't take a joke. That's fatal on a work crew. After about 3 days of carrying on with his ill humor and general air of hard-done-by superiority, Lunch Bucket started to experience harassment extending well beyond his nickname. He would be peevishly working away on the line, surrounded by about 70 men spread out over a quarter mile. Suddenly, a pebble would appear out of nowhere, flying through the air, aimed at his hard hat. A direct hit would produce a thunking sound, deeply satisfying to all the quietly attending onlookers. Even this failed to improve his humor. So, the pebbles got larger. Lunch Bucket would involve himself in something and forget to pay attention. Then, thunk! A well-aimed stone would nail him on the noggin, producing a burst of irritated and ineffectual fury. Quiet amusement would ripple down the rail line. After a few days of this, no wiser, and carrying a few bruises, Lunch Bucket vanished. Men enforce a code of behavior on each other when working together. Do your work, pull your weight, stay awake, and pay attention. Don't whine or be touchy. Stand up for your friends. Don't suck up and don't snitch. Don't be a slave to stupid rules. Don't, in the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, be a girly man. Don't be dependent at all, ever, period. The harassment that is part of acceptance on a working crew is a test. Are you tough, entertaining, competent, and reliable? If not, go away. Simple as that. We don't need to feel sorry for you. We don't want to put up with your narcissism, and we don't want to do your work.